Good morning, everybody. Hello, hello, wherever you are in the world. Thanks for being here. I'm Toby Blake. This is my co host, Billy. She's a cutie. Bennett is off for the day. He's downstairs watching YouTube with Anthony. So he's comfy. And this little girl wanted to be on. So here we are, huh? Today is episode 33, lucky number 33. We are really big on numbers in our family. Every person in our family pretty much has their own numbers, and we connect with our loved ones in that way. I forgot to cross off 32, so let's do that. And 33, Billy, good job. You've been here every single episode. Thank you for your help. You're such a good girl. I love her smile. She just brings so much joy. Every morning she comes and jumps on our bed and pounces all over us and has the biggest smile, huh? She's a sweetie pie. She is Anthony's bestie too. They play like tag, hide and seek, soccer, fetch. She loves to play, and she's just a good girl. So I don't have a lot to talk about today, but I did want to tell kind of a funny story, and also it's kind of a sad story if you ask me. But I was at Sky Zone with my daughter Anna, she's 16, and my son Anthony, who is 11, the other day. And Sky Zone is like a trampoline park, indoor trampolines. And so Anna and I were sitting on some bleachers just watching Anthony climb this rock wall and then fall down onto like a big foam pad thing. And as we were watching, I kind of like raised up my arms to fix my ponytail like this. And this little girl who looked like she was like 7, maybe 8, she could not hide her disgust at seeing my armpit hair. I was like this, and she goes, and just like jaw dropped, disgusted face. And I was so amused. I thought that was so funny. And then as we sat there a little bit longer, her 2 friends came up behind her. And so they were standing in line for a trampoline with her. And she started going, pointing at me, whispering, and like laughing. And then the other little girl looked at me and was like, and then went to the next girl and pointed at me and was whispering and laughing. And I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. Like, this is some mean girl bullshit. And I'm 40 years old and I'm experiencing this. And I told Anna, like, look at these little girls. They're totally laughing and making fun of my armpit hair. And Anna, there was a worker standing right near us, and she goes, excuse me, these girls are bullying my mom. And I was like, oh my God, it's fine. But I did tell the girls, like, are you laughing at my armpit hair? And she's just like, no, and they all just kind of scurry off. And it's a funny story for me, but it is also kind of insane and crazy, the programming that a 7-year-old has already received about how it is totally nasty, embarrassing, gross, funny for someone to have armpit hair if they're not a man. And it got me thinking, like, do men think their hair all over their bodies is attractive to women? Sure, to some women it might be attractive, but to others it's not attractive at all. But we are totally expected to just put up with it and deal with it, and it would never even cross our mind, most of us, to have our partner who is male shave himself, his fucking bushy legs, his bushy arms, his bushy ass, his bushy armpits, chest hair, all of it. And we are not even in any way expected to be like, oh, that's not very attractive to me. Could you shave? And I would imagine that if a woman said that to a man she's with, most men would be like, heck no, I'm not shaving. But women are expected to shave. It might not be attractive to men for women to have underarm hair, but it's not attractive to women for their man to have underarm hair. So what is the difference? There is so much stigma and inappropriate programming, in my opinion. It's unequal and it's ridiculous. And these little girls are already trained to think that natural hair on a woman is disgusting and should be laughed at and bullied. And so, I just have new motivation every day to keep growing out my armpit hair, just because I do not want to be making decisions based on programming, external sources, external pressure. And thankfully my husband seems to think it is attractive. So I'm grateful for that. And I don't mind his body hair either. But there are plenty of situations where a woman is not enjoying her man's body hair and that man would never shave it. And so why are women expected to shave their legs, shave their arms, shave their toes, shave their freaking everything to keep a man happy? It's just like, no, so dumb. And I've said it before on this show, but if a woman actor who has the best acting abilities in the world auditioned for a romantic comedy that was going to be like a national hit or something, she wouldn't get the role if she had armpit hair, most likely. And so I just hope our standards change and equalize, and that we can start looking at where we're making decisions based on programming and external sources and pressure from society, and just do what we feel good about. And there are, I still do like to shave my legs from time to time. I do like to shave my arms, but maybe that will change. It certainly isn't because of anyone else. It's a personal preference, and that might evolve. And I'm grateful to have a partner who's like, dude, grow out whatever hair you want. I'm here for it. I don't care. So anyway, I thought that was a pretty funny story, especially when my daughter's like, these girls are tattling on my mom. I was just like, you're the best. I freaking love her. She's so awesome. And then I also just had over and over and over this reminder of what these beings taught me in Sedona this last time around. And they said so many times, both the 10th and the 11th of June, that I was on a medicine journey in Sedona, they said, we can only do so much. And they were working with my ego, especially the first night. They were saying, you lack confidence, you doubt yourself constantly, you are always in your head, get out of your head, get out of your head. And as they were doing that, they're trying to channel through my body, and they're saying, we can only do so much. You have to open to us. We can meet you halfway. But I have had that running through my mind so much lately, ever since those experiences, that these beings on the other side, our ancestors, our loved ones on the other side of the veil, they are always trying to connect with us. They want to help us. They want to guide us, but they can only do so much. There are laws, and I don't understand it completely, but I do know that they can only work in the subtle energies a lot of the time, that they cannot interfere with our agency or our freedom of choice, that our freedom of choice and agency is a huge part of the purpose of us being here. And in this heavy existence where we've forgotten our divinity. And so they cannot interfere with our power of choice. We make choices, and we have to experience the consequences, good or bad, of those choices. But they are always trying to connect. They're trying to send signs. They use the plants, they use the birds, they use all the animals and insects as mediums to come through and trying to connect with us. They use numbers, they use anything that will help us see them. And one of my very closest, probably the closest loved one I have on the other side, taught me this last time that he is always trying to connect with our family and always trying to show us that he is there. And he said, anytime you think it's me, it's me. And so I want to pass that on to you. If you have a loved one that you are missing and you are hoping to connect with, and you see a bird fly right in front of you and hover right in front of you, or a plant pulls at your energy, a big tree is, you're just like, whoa, and you think of your loved one. If you think it's your loved one, it is your loved one. That is the message I received. And so that's given me a lot of joy and a lot of peace and a lot of gratitude as I work to connect with these guides and angels and higher dimensional beings when I am not on the medicine in my everyday life. They are so wonderful, and they are here with us all the time trying to connect. One story I have of that, of an animal, was actually in Sedona quite a while ago. It was like 3 years ago. But I had this stone, this heart rock, that was so important to me because it was on all of my initial medicine journeys. I was holding it to ground myself. I felt so much energy coming through that stone. Beings were using that stone as a medium to connect with me, and it was so real and powerful and cool. And so I felt so connected with that stone, and I took it to all of my sessions for Reiki when I was working on clients and all kinds of stuff. It was just something that I was very connected to, this heart-shaped stone. I took it to Sedona and was with somebody there, and I was channeling the trees, and it was a beautiful, powerful experience. And we left, and when I got home, I realized I was missing that heart stone. And the next day, my sweet, amazing husband, I was literally in tears, just so sad to have lost this stone. And he said, I don't have to work until 3 p.m. We've got time, honey. Let's drive an hour and a half to Sedona and search for your stone. Maybe it's there. Maybe we can find it. I was like, it's literally like finding a needle in a haystack. But I was like, okay, let's do it. Let's go. And so we went to the spot that I had this experience with the trees. And I was searching. AJ was searching, and we absolutely could not find that stone anywhere. And I was so sad. I mean, I just was like, no, please, I need this stone. I just felt so attached to it. And it was getting close to when we needed to leave, and we had Anthony with us, and AJ said, I'm going to take Anthony to go swim in the river because he really wants to do that before we leave. You keep looking, and I'll meet you back down by the river whenever you're ready. And so I continue searching. And as I give up and decide, okay, AJ's got to go to work, we need to leave soon, I have to just let this go. Take some deep breaths, and I start walking back down kind of the hill that we were on, and there's this tiny little stream of water, and on the other side of the stream, I'm on this edge, and there was this beautiful deer that just had maternal energy. I always call her the mother deer. She was right there, like 6 feet away from me, and I was stunned. She was beautiful, big brown eyes, and she was looking into my soul. And I just stood there and smiled and looked into her eyes and connected with her. And I felt like I received this beautiful lesson of non-attachment and not allowing ourselves to get too attached to literally anything in this world, and that there is beauty in all things. And she was just imparting this beautiful maternal love and message and wisdom to me. And that was one of the most powerful spiritual experiences ever. We stood there for a long time, maybe like 3 minutes or something. It felt like even more than that. And I just kept breathing and saying, thank you, thank you. And I felt like I needed to go. And she would have just stayed forever. That's how it felt. But what a beautiful gift. I don't know if it was a friend or an ancestor or something coming through that deer, or if it was just the beautiful, wonderful soul of that deer. But it was a really powerful experience for me. Just another one in Sedona. I have had so many beautiful experiences there. I absolutely love Sedona. So I'm going to pull a card and then we're going to call it a day. I've got a lot going on today. We have had so much going on in our family. Parenting has been extra difficult the last few days, but even in the most difficult moments, I feel a new sense of peace, a new sense of harmony, and just a groundedness in my body as I navigate the messiness that this life can offer sometimes. And I'm so grateful for that. All right, Billy, are you ready to pull a card with me? Are you going to help me choose? Oh, she's a good girl. Let me cut him. Cut him. Cut him. We'll go with this one. Wow, the hawk. My dear, dear, dear soul sister, Iggy, just told me, was it yesterday morning? She sent me a voice memo. And she said, I just had the most incredible experience with a hawk. And she told me how she was just connecting with this hawk and it was just circling her and giving her so much beautiful energy. The birds have been so powerful lately. One time when I was with my family at a place called Burrow Creek here in Arizona, there was a hawk flying right above us. And I was looking at it, it was so beautiful. And I waved like this, hi, like that. And this hawk, with his talons, waved back like that. And I was amazed. These birds are so powerful and they connect with us. It's so beautiful. And I just learned that scientists are now discovering that elephants literally call each other by unique names. Each elephant has its own unique name. These animals have so much to teach us, and they are such powerful spirit guides and teachers when we open ourselves to them. Let's see what the hawk says. When I think of a hawk, I think of a higher perspective. I think of, real vision. I always think when I see a hawk, wow, that hawk can probably see the freckles on my nose. Their vision is so sharp and they are very focused on what they want and they go after it without hesitation. So let's see. Hawk, watchful, all-seeing messenger of divinity. The sharp eyes of the hawk watch our every move. This keen-eyed bird has the ability to see every little detail as well as the bigger picture. When this card appears, fate has its eyes on you and the winds are shifting. It is said that the hawk carries news upon its wings and is sent from divinity itself to deliver it. The message should not be taken lightly. Though it may seem small or insignificant, it will eventually redirect your course. When in balance, a hawk sees clearly and is intuitive. Thank you, hawk. Thank you, birds. I was changed when I experienced the bird collective come into our room both nights of our Sedona medicine journeys. That was a very first experience for me of the bird collective coming and making contact with me. It was like the entire room was filled with thousands of peacocks and owls especially, and they had so many beautiful messages about how they love to be used as guides and symbols to help us in our lives. So thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, that's all I have for you today. I hope you have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. I will see you next time. Thank you so much for being here. Namaste.